Welcome. Episode 2 of hashtag Let's Talk About It. We're in the playoffs, baby. We are in the playoffs. How does that feel? I'm excited. I had a great weekend. I've never seen a weekend where the game ones were so good. You know what I'm saying? But before we get into that, watch this.
It's showtime! Hurry, hurry, step right up! Introducing the star of our show! His name is
Cameron Alexander, and this is episode 2 of hashtag Let's Talk About It, playoff edition. All right, we are back. Episode 1 was fun, but we coming back even stronger today. All right, I want to start the show off by saying my condolences. No, this is serious. This is really serious. All right, be for real. I want to offer my deepest condolences for the Golden State Warriors. Hey, Steph Curry, you had a great season, but it's over, bruh. It's over. Hey, honestly, I got respect for the Warriors, but I have to taunt a little bit because, I know some Warrior fans that was telling me they was going to be one of the higher seeds. They're going to be in the playoffs. We beat the Lakers in January. Okay, who cares? Y'all had 2 chances at the playoffs and y'all missed both. Draymond flipping it up at the backboard. Andrew Wiggins missing the backboard on wide open threes. Come on, man. Steph Curry's the MVP, but you're not in the playoffs. Draymond Green's Defensive Player of the Year, but you're not in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So check this out. Y'all tell Steph that if he want to get a break from the girls and everything, I know they're going to be driving him crazy on his extended vacation. So tell him, I got a spot for him to watch the playoffs right here. I got a spot for him. Hey, tell Draymond, you can come too. Draymond can come too, all right? And tell Andrew Wiggins, since he's making all that money to do nothing, he can buy the snacks. Because we watching the playoffs in Inglewood this year, all right? Tell them all to come through. Come through, Warriors. Come on, man. Come on. The Clippers going to be right behind you real soon. So come on. Everybody can come over, all right? Cool. Let's get it. Now let's talk about the real playoff teams, all right? Who played last night? Miami Heat played Saturday. They played tonight. Miami Heat versus Milwaukee Bucks. That is easily my favorite series. Easily. And if you're a basketball fan, that's your favorite series too. Game winner, bad blood, physical basketball, role players stepping up, 2 teams that don't like each other. Giannis, if you lose this series, are you going to sit there and think, oh, man, I signed this Supermax. I could have been in South Beach. Could you imagine Giannis playing with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo? Could you say dynasty? But we're not here to talk about his free agency and his I'm not going to say bad decision because he's 24. He's 24, right? 25. I'm 22. If you offer me $205 million, I'm not going to say no either. So, hey, it is what it is. Get your money, man. You came from nothing. Congratulations. But you messed up because Miami's clearly the best destination. Before we talk about my prediction, let's show the people what the fans picked. I did a poll on Instagram, so show them the Miami versus Milwaukee prediction. All right, so I picked Milwaukee in 7. I'm sticking to that, but I think if Milwaukee wants to get ahead in the series, they better win game 2, because Miami's coming out for blood. I think tonight is more must-win for Milwaukee than it is Miami. Call me crazy, I don't care, but I believe if Miami wins this game, you go back home for 2 home games, Milwaukee in a little bit of trouble. Milwaukee's in a little bit of trouble, yo, because it ain't easy to win playoff games in Miami. If you go back to the LeBron era, the first D-Wade and Shaq era, the Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway era, it's not easy to win playoff games in Miami. So if Miami wins this game, they're in the driver's seat. I picked Milwaukee to go 7 with Milwaukee winning the first 2 games. That's how I picked it. So, in order for Miami to win, Jimmy Butler has to be better. Jimmy Butler has to be better. Like, I know he got the layup to go to overtime, and he played well. He played okay, 17, 8, and 10, but he shot 4 for 22. That is inexcusable. 4 for 22? Bam Adebayo, 4 for 15? And you lost by 2. That would scare the daylight out of me if I was a Milwaukee Bucks fan, if I was a Milwaukee Bucks player. They combined, 8? What is that? 8 for 40? 8 for 37? 8 for 37? And he lost by 2 points? There's a better chance that Duncan Robinson and Goran Dragic do what they do again than it is for Jimmy and Bam to do that again. I guarantee you, Jimmy Butler is going off tonight. And I ain't saying he's going to get 40. What I'm saying is he's going to be efficient, he's going to be aggressive, he's going to be angry. And I got Miami winning tonight. Based on what I saw in that first game, Miami's the better team. You can't even deny it. I picked Milwaukee, so I have to stay with it. But Miami's the better team. Miami is the better team until Milwaukee proves they aren't. All right, who else is playing tonight? Do we have the Clippers tonight? No, the Clippers are off today. Portland and Denver. All right, Denver's in trouble. A lot of it. Let's show the people what the fans pick, shall we? All right, so I picked Portland to win this series in 7. The reason why I picked Portland is because they have enough size to battle Jokic, right? They have enough size to at least bang with them. They're not going to stop them. They got enough size to bang with them. And on the perimeter, Portland's way better than Denver right now because Jamal Murray and Barton's out. They'll still be better regardless. But it would be like to a point where it wouldn't be enough to handle Jokic, Murray, Barton, Porter, all those guys. And I'll pick Denver in like 6 games. But since Damian Lillard's out there, McCollum's out there, Carmelo's out there, Norman Powell's out there, Nurkic is out there, Kanter's out there, Covington's out there, I'm picking Portland to win this series. And Denver better win today or they're getting swept. If Denver loses tonight at home and they go back to Portland down 0-2, they're getting swept. At the very best, they're losing in 5 games. If they lose tonight, series over. I don't care what nobody says. Series over. Over. All right, let's move on. Who else played Saturday? Brooklyn and Boston. Let's show the people what the fans picked. All right, well, no surprise. I'm actually surprised that many people picked Boston because I picked Boston to fall out of the play-in. I thought they were going to lose to Washington and then lose to Indiana. That was my prediction. But or did I pick Charlotte? I picked Washington and Charlotte. Either way, that series is over. If you're the Brooklyn Nets or the Philadelphia 76ers, if you're a fan of one of those teams, congratulations, you've advanced to the second round. You've advanced to the second round, and the team that you're going to play against is going to a brutal 7-game series. So you're going to get a break because Brooklyn and Philadelphia are sweeping their opponent. If you're a Wizard fan, I pray for you. I feel sorry for you. I think Washington is one good offseason, one good wing player away from being really good and getting Thomas Bryant back healthy from being really good. If you're a Celtic fan, I don't like you. I despise you. I hate you. All right, I can't stand you, all right? And I'm happy that you're about to get run into an early grave, right? Cool. Celtics are getting swept, so are the Wizards. I'm not talking about those series at all. There's no reason for it, all right? Now let's talk about the Clippers and Mavericks. Woo! Let's show the people what the fans voted for, please. I picked the Clippers in 7. No, I picked the Clippers in 6 games, actually. I believe I picked them in 6. I can show you the predictions. But I do believe I picked the Clippers in 6. But they better win tonight or tomorrow. Because just like the Nuggets, you don't want to go down 0-2 going back on the road. I don't think the Clippers would get swept. But You telling me that you got to win 4 of the next 5 games against Luka? Imagine the confidence they already have on last year taking you 6 without Porzingis, without Brunson. Now imagine how they feel now. And here's the thing about the Clippers, man. How much did Montrezl Harrell have last night for the Clippers? How much did Lou Williams have for the Clippers? How many bad calls did Doc Rivers make for the Clippers? Oh, wait, they're gone. Lou Williams won with the Hawks. Doc Rivers is about to make the finals probably. Montrezl Harrell played for the Lakers. Lakers lost, but still, you can't blame Montrezl for yesterday's loss. You can't blame Lou for the loss. You can't blame Doc. So what you gonna do, Clippers? Who you gonna blame now? Is it time to hold Paul George accountable? Mr. 1 for 8 in the first half? Yeah, he cleaned it up a little bit, but he was not good yesterday. He was not good yesterday. I'm just saying, Dorian Finney-Smith and Paul George was on the same level yesterday. Paul George is looking like a glorified Andrew Wiggins these days. He had a great regular season. I'll give him that. But that first playoff game was not it. Paul, you have to be better, man. And I don't want to jump on Paul George because I don't like Paul George. It's just that for the last 3 or 4 playoffs, he has underperformed. Underperformed. Shooting 40% from the field, 30% from 3. You know it's bad when in the 2 series, in the 2 playoffs he did with Russell Westbrook? Westbrook led the team in field goal and 3-point percentage from the perimeter. That's how you know it's bad. Last year, bro, y'all blew 3 15-point leads in a row. You cannot lose in this first round and talk about you run LA. You avoided the Lakers, and now you playing against Dallas, and you getting ran into in the early grave. You're getting blown off the door hinges. Clippers, you got to be better. You got to do better because the Mavericks ain't scared. They are not going to back down, so you're going to have to take these games. You win game 2, you're back in the game. But if you lose game 2, bro, it's a wrap for y'all too. I'm serious. You might get knocked out in 5 games if you lose game 2. If you lose game 2 at home, it's a difference between losing game 2 on a road than losing it at home because you never want to go to the other team's home with momentum. 2011, the Lakers played the Mavericks in the second round. They had 2 games in LA, came down to the wire, and Dallas was able to close it. That gave them, even game 3, late down the game, they were able to close it. Kobe's injured. Gasol's dealing with his personal problems. Point is, when you give a team that kind of confidence, you let them go home up 2-0, you were asking to get swept. No, I will not say the Clippers are getting swept, but they are in trouble if they lose tomorrow. Panic level for the Clippers are at a 9 if they lose tomorrow. If the Lakers lose tomorrow, I'll put the panic level at about 5. It's different. Lakers are in Phoenix. They come home after game 2. The Clippers go to Texas after game 2. Whether if it's Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Texas is not an easy place to win at in the playoffs, especially when the other team is confident. And I'm going to say it. Dallas has the best player in that series. Luka Doncic right now looks better than Kawhi Leonard.
21 and 15, and it's a good road start to
Didn't the Clippers go to Dallas this year and lose by 51 points? They better win game 2 or it's a wrap for them. They'll lose in 5 or 6 games. There's no chance they'll win the series if they lose tomorrow. All right, let's move on to the Sunday games. Sunday. Lakers, Suns. Great transition, right? Let's show the fans what people voted for. So they voted for a Laker landslide. I picked the Lakers in 5 games, but I did pick the Suns to win yesterday. I picked this series to go Suns win 1, Lakers win 2, 3, 4, and I'm kind of torn on game 5 because that's in Phoenix, but based on my original pick, I got the Lakers winning 4 in a row after losing game 1. I can show you guys proof of that because I was turning down bets yesterday saying it's going to go this way. All right. Anthony Davis, you got to be strong. You got to be strong. Sometimes Anthony Davis reminds me of an athletic Pau Gasol, where he doesn't realize how good he is, so he doesn't attack, and he comes off a little soft. Why are you shooting jumpers? Yes, you can shoot. But I feel like this is how Anthony Davis' game should start. They compare him to Tim Duncan. He's not Tim Duncan. But what I'm saying is, when Duncan played in his best days, he dominated you on the inside. Hook, move, hook, move. Olajuwon dominates you inside. Embiid dominates you inside. And then once you got them at your mercy, then you start toying with them. Handle the ball, mid-range jumper, bank shot, mid-range jumper, occasionally step out for a three. But you got to attack their chest, draw those fouls, be aggressive. The Lakers beat Golden State on Wednesday because Anthony Davis was aggressive in that second half. The fourth quarter specifically, 5 for 6. All his buckets were at the paint, 13 points. He drew fouls. What are you doing? This is DeAndre Ayton and Crowder and Bridges and come on, no disrespect to them. No disrespect to them because they earned their respect. They're a very good team. But come on, man. You can't have a game where Chris Paul is dribbling like this, looking like he tore his rotator cuff. I don't want to put that out there, but that's what it looks like. When you can't use your right arm and your arm is dragging like this and you're dribbling with the left hand and every time you touch it with the right, you lose it. He wasn't feeling anything in his arm. I'm not a doctor, but you could tell by the way he was using it. I don't know. But you got to be better. LeBron. I've seen the Lakers. I've seen LeBron do this before. Where round one is like a title fight. You just fill them out, see what they want to do. You watch what they do because they're going to give you, you're the champions, you're LeBron. They want to give you their best shot early, and that's what Phoenix did. The Phoenix Suns gave the Lakers their best shot. DeAndre Ayton played the best game of probably his entire career because the playoffs. Devin Booker played one of the biggest games of his career. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? They won the game fair and square. I do pick the Lakers to win game 2, though. Yes, the Lakers are going to come out and hit them in the mouth. Trust me, LeBron wasn't aggressive. AD played timid. Schroeder wasn't aggressive. They just didn't look like they wanted to be there. So, hey, more power to them. Philly and Washington, I already told you what I felt about that terrible series. But, I mean, you guys, I'll show you what the fans voted for. All right, now let's move on. Knicks, Hawks. Show the people what they voted for. Great series. I picked the Hawks in 7. Because I'm a huge Trae Young fan. Anybody who knows me knows I will argue Trae Young to death. I really believe Trae Young is that guy. I think because a lot of people say, well, Atlanta lost the trade because they could have had Luka. And I'm like, okay, well, even though Trae Young and Luka are different and Luka's better, you still got a franchise player. That's like saying Denver made a mistake drafting Carmelo when they could have had D-Wade. No, that's not the case at all. Yes, D-Wade had a better career than Carmelo Anthony, but he's still Carmelo Anthony. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm sorry. It's like saying, a team who picked Ray Allen over Kobe or Iverson over Kobe messed up. No, you didn't. You didn't mess up when you picked Hakeem over Jordan. You didn't mess up. You didn't mess up picking Magic Johnson over Larry Bird, even though Magic's better than Bird. But you know what I'm saying? It's like when you have two equally great players or two players in the same conversation, or two players is winning and getting the job done, you didn't lose. Anyway, I picked the Knicks in that series. I picked the Hawks in that series. I'm sorry. People pick Knicks. I picked the Hawks off the strength of Trae Young. Atlanta is big enough and strong enough to rebound and defend inside with New York. Because New York is not a great jump shooting team. They want to score inside. Randall's their best shooter. That should tell you everything you need to know. Even though Randall had a great year shooting, he's not a great shooter. You know what I'm saying? Make Randall and Barrett shoot. Block off all the lanes. Make Randall and Barrett shoot. That's how you win. And Trae Young, keep doing Trae Young things. Memphis and Utah. We got a series. Ladies and gentlemen. Memphis earned all my respect, bro. They won 2 play-in games, and they won this game. They tried to give this game away. They tried to give all the games away. They blew leads in every game. They blew a 21-point lead to San Antonio. They blew a multiple leads to Golden State. They were up like 10 with a couple minutes left, I believe, and they went to overtime. That's embarrassing. It's inexcusable. They're young, but here's the thing. You will get respect when you can blow a lead but still fight back and win that game. They blew a lead against Utah. They still fought back and won that game. All the respect in the world. Memphis is another example of you winning with your culture, right? Like, for instance, like certain teams, every time they win, they have the same formula. The Lakers, every time they win, they have the same formula. Ball dominant guard who can do everything. Magic, LeBron, Kobe, Jerry West. And then a big man that nobody can mess with. Shaq, Kareem, you know what I'm saying? Powell, Will Chamberlain, now Anthony Davis. That's the formula. That's the formula. That's the formula. That's how you win for the Lakers. That's their formula. Miami Heat, they had their tough, physical, nasty. They might not have the biggest names, even though they had LeBron for a little while. They don't never have like the #1 undisputed best player in the world. But D Wade was in the conversation. But you know, Hardaway and Mourning and Shaq when Shaq was old and D Wade when D Wade was young, and now Jimmy Butler, and they had Chris Bosh back in the day, and now it's Bam Adebayo. It's like what they have in common is those guys are just rugged, nasty. I don't jump the highest. I'm not the fastest. I don't shoot the best. I'm not the most skilled. I'm not the most talented, but I am not backing down from a soul. Golden State, run and gun. That's what they do. That's what they do. Run TMC era with Mitch Richmond, Mullen, and Tim Hardaway. That's what they do. We believe Baron Davis, Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, Jason Richardson, Al Harrington, Monte Ellis. That was a squad. Same as these teams that just won 3 championships. You move that ball with precision, you run, and you shoot that ball from deep. That's the Warriors. That's their identity. It always have been. Even with the Rick Barry teams, that's their identity. And the Grizzlies, to bring it back to the Grizzlies, grit and grind. This team don't play that fast. They can play fast, but they don't always play fast. They're aggressive. They're physical. They can play inside. They can play outside. They have a point guard who knows how to play basketball. Ja Morant is not the best shooter. He's not the best dribbler. He's not the best defender, but he knows how to play basketball. He reminds me a lot of Mike Conley. He's a lot more athletic than Mike Conley, but as far as Mike, just had poise about him. Mike just knew the decisions to make. And Ja is making very good decisions. And as explosive as he is, he has that right to left crossover. Reminds me of what Kobe did to Scottie Pippen that year. That was Kobe's signature, right to left. Allen Iverson, right to left. Ja has that in the bag. And he did that to somebody last night and hit him with he hit right to left. Floater. Right when Gobert got kicked out. I got the Grizzlies winning this series in 5. I didn't pick on it before, so I'm not going to say I had a prediction because I didn't. I didn't know the status of Donovan Mitchell. If Donovan Mitchell does not come back, the Grizzlies are getting these boys out of here quickly. Because you're not going to Memphis, even though you're not going to Memphis without Donovan Mitchell and winning. Memphis will come back to Utah 3-1. I got Utah winning game 2, but Memphis is going to go back to the crib and they're going to handle business if Mitchell is not healthy. All right. How many more is that? I think that's it for the matchups. So, I mean, one thing that I need to say is that when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers, this isn't the first time we've seen them lose a game 1, right? We saw it happen before. They lost game 1 last year against Portland. They lost game 1 last year against Houston. Remember the post? Check this out.
He might be right. To anyone that wants to listen. What do you?
So I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is Chris Paul and how he's able to keep getting away with dirty plays. I don't care if he was injured last night. This thing he did to LeBron, bro, just imagine you jumping in the air, right? You're 260 and you high in the air. And your arm is getting pulled away from your body. As your body's going this way, your arm's going that way. You can tear his shoulder up. What is that about? People are like, oh, it's an accident, it's an accident. Was it an accident? Watch this. He did it twice. You gonna tell me both of those times were accidents? You gonna tell me both times were accidents? Nah, man. That's why Chris Paul got 2-piece by Rondo. Hey, Rondo, can you come leave the Clippers, come back to the Lakers? We got a job for you. We need you to be a hitman. That's it. You can go back to the Clippers after. I mean, you don't want to lose to Dallas anyway. Come back home. Come back home. But Chris Paul is a pain in the ass, man. He is. I'm sorry, but he is. He is. He can't keep getting away with that kind of stuff. Tell me what you think about my predictions and what you think about the fan predictions. Drop in the comments what you think is gonna happen in tonight's game, Milwaukee and Miami, or who else is playing? I forgot that fast. I forgot who's playing. Let me look at it. Why does this series keep slipping my mind? Miami, Milwaukee. Oh, Portland, Denver. I don't know. Maybe I just don't care about that series enough. I'm sorry. I apologize, Portland fans. But yeah, tell me who's gonna win those games, and then put in the comments what else you want me to talk about. All right. Like and subscribe. Don't forget to share. All right.